It's evening time in the beautiful landscapes of Sweden. A determined traveler carrying his bag slowly makes his way toward a peaceful lakeside camping spot. This is not just a journey, it's a silent escape into the heart of nature. In the middle of the rain, he opened his bag beside the quiet lake. Cold wind touched his face as drops of rain covered the ground. Without wasting time, he cleared the wet place with his hands and started fixing his tent. Every movement showed his determination to survive the wild night. Nature was challenging him, but he was ready. After fixing the tent, he pulled the ropes tight against the strong wind. Rain kept falling near the peaceful lake as he opened his sleeping bag. Using a small pump, he slowly filled it with air, preparing a warm place to rest for the night. Outside, the lake reflected the dark, cloudy sky while raindrops touched the water. Finally, he lay down inside the tent, listening to the sound of rain falling softly outside, surrounded by nature and silence. After securing the tent, he prepared his small camping stove beside the shelter. The rain had slowed, but the cold wind still moved across the lake. He stepped out into the wet forest, searching for dry pieces of wood. Carefully, he collected broken branches and carried them back to the tent. One by one, he placed the wood inside, preparing for a warm fire and a long night in the wilderness. After returning to the tent with wet pieces of wood in his hands, he slowly sat down near the entrance and began cutting the branches into smaller pieces. The sound of the knife cutting through the wood mixed with the peaceful sound of rain falling around the lake. Every piece of wood meant warmth, survival, and comfort for the cold night ahead. As the rain became heavier, water started collecting on top of the tent. He quickly stood up and pushed the tent roof gently from inside, letting the stored rainwater slide down to the ground. Drops of water rushed down the sides of the tent while cold wind moved across the lake. Even in the middle of nature's challenge, he stayed calm and focused. After finishing his work, he picked up his fishing hook and slowly walked toward the lakeside. The ground was wet and soft beneath his feet, and fog covered parts of the quiet lake. He carefully fixed the hook, attached the bait, and looked across the endless water in front of him. For a moment, everything felt silent except for the sound of rain touching the lake. With one smooth throw, the hook landed deep into the water. Small circles formed on the surface as the fishing line disappeared into the dark lake. He sat down quietly near the shore, waiting patiently for a fish to bite, while the cold rain and peaceful wilderness surrounded him from every side. Adventure is not always about climbing the highest mountains or traveling across the world. Sometimes, adventure begins with a simple tent beside a lonely lake, under a sky full of rain and clouds. Camping in the wild is more than just spending a night outside. It is a test of patience, survival, courage, and peace. Many people today live surrounded by noise, traffic, screens, and stress. But deep inside, humans still feel connected to nature. That is why people leave their homes and step into forests, mountains, rivers, and lakes, searching for silence that cities can never give. Rain camping is one of the most difficult but beautiful experiences in outdoor life. Cold wind, wet clothes, muddy ground, and dark skies can make even simple tasks feel hard. But for campers, every challenge becomes part of the adventure. The sound of rain falling on the tent creates a feeling that cannot be explained in words. Thousands of years ago, humans began their journey in close connection with nature. Even today, in a world that is rapidly changing with crowded cities, constant noise, and fast-paced life, there is still a quiet voice inside every human being that calls them back to the wild, to forests, mountains, rivers, and open skies. It is not just a journey, but a feeling that is difficult to explain in words. Around the world, millions of people go camping. Some seek adventure, some search for peace of mind, and others go to understand. But camping is not always easy. Sometimes there is heavy rain, freezing cold, dangerous paths, and deep wild forests that test human strength. Those who travel to high mountains, snowy peaks, and extreme environments know that real life is not about comfort, but about challenge. Every difficulty makes a person stronger, more aware, and more alive. When night falls and a person sits beside a burning campfire, listening to the sounds of the wild, something inside them changes. In that moment, all the stress of city life, mobile phones, and daily problems disappears. It feels as if the person is reconnecting with their true self. Camping is not just a hobby, it is a lesson of life. It teaches that real happiness is not found in material things, but in experiences. The open sky, the cold breeze, and the silence of nature can transform a human being from within. Even today, people all over the world continue to return to nature because true freedom exists there.
Huh?